The night was silent, but in the minds of the sleeping high elves of Aravia, a storm raged. Dreams, once peaceful and pure, were now tainted by a shadow deeper than any night. It was the Dreamwalker, a being that came without leaving a trace and departed without a word. Yet its presence remained, lingering in the hearts and minds of those it visited. No high elf had ever seen it, yet its message was clear. It asked questions that no one had dared to ask before, and its answers shattered the world of the high elves. No one was touched more deeply by these dreams than Princess Lydia, the youngest daughter of the Elven King. Lydia, who was never meant to bear the burdens of the throne, had always enjoyed her freedom. As the youngest of 4 children, she was the one who could move in the shadows of grand politics. Her curiosity and purity drove her to places unseen by other high elves, and to beings that any proper high elf would regard with disgust. But Lydia saw no danger in darkness, in mutations, or in impure hybrids. To her, darkness was not an enemy, but an unexplored world filled with possibilities. When the Dreamwalker stepped into her dreams, Lydia felt a strange mix of fear and exhilaration. Its voice was not a whisper, but an echo that resonated within her very soul. "Why do you accept the world as it is?" it asked. And Lydia felt her convictions shatter like glass under a heavy blow. "The world is not just," she replied in her dreams. "I am a princess, but what does that mean? I have no power, no voice. Why should I bow to the laws of a throne that will never be mine?" The Dreamwalker remained silent, yet its silence was an invitation to seek the truth beyond Aravia's golden facades. Lydia began to study shadow magic. At first it was mere curiosity, but soon it became an obsession. The shadows spoke to her, whispering secrets of power and freedom. It was a power that did not depend on birth, rank, or throne, but on her alone. When rumors of her studies reached the royal halls, Lydia found herself at odds with her own family. "Why do we fear the shadows?" she demanded of her father in a heated discussion. "Is it not fear that makes us blind and narrow-minded?" Her father, a man of strict authority, gazed at her with cold fury. "The shadows are a threat to everything we have built. Your words are dangerous, Lydia. Trust me, child." But Lydia would not be swayed. With every passing night, as the Dreamwalker roamed her dreams, her conviction grew stronger. She was determined to find a new truth for the High Elves, even if it meant standing against her own family. Her voice became a song of rebellion, and soon others followed. Elves who wished to break free from the old ways. They became the Dark Elves, a movement that not only accepted shadow magic but celebrated it as a path to freedom and transformation. But the price of this freedom was steep. As tensions between the traditional High Elves and the Dark Elves escalated, the king called for a grand assembly. Lydia, now a leader of the rebellion, stood openly against her father. "You speak of tradition and order," she declared, her voice strong but her eyes filled with sorrow. "But what have you truly built? A kingdom that oppresses the weak and rewards the powerful. I will no longer be part of this farce and injustice." The assembly ended without agreement, without acceptance of differing beliefs. Instead, it escalated into the Elven Civil War. Lydia was given the name Deathsiren, a name spoken with both reverence and fear. She led her followers into battle, always at the front lines, wielding a sword in one hand and shadow magic in the other. Her battles became legendary, her victories numerous. But with every drop of blood spilled, she became more of a stranger to herself. Did I do the right thing? She wondered in quiet moments when the moon shone over the ruined fields of Aravia. But the shadows in her heart offered no answers, only the promise of greater power. At the war's end, when both sides were too weary to fight on, Lydia led the surviving Dark Elves into the dark forest of Durham. "Here, we will build something new," she said, standing tall. But her words could not change reality. The Dark Elves fractured into splinter groups, torn apart by distrust and hunger for power. Lydia, once their leader, lost her following, her vision, and ultimately, herself. One day, she vanished. No one knows where she went or why. Some say she fully embraced the darkness and became a servant of Sireth, the Lord of Shadows. Others whisper that she lost hope in a better world and died in solitude. Yet the legend of the Death Siren endures. Some claim to have seen her in the dark forest of Durham, with black wings streaked with violet energy. Others say she appears in dreams just as the Dreamwalker once did, asking questions no one can answer. Whether Lydia will ever return remains a mystery. But one thing is certain. Her name, her deeds, and her tragedy will forever echo in the shadows of Aravia. Which tales from Teleria do you want to hear next? Just let me know in the comments. And if you like the stories, I would be very happy about a like or a subscription. That way you support me and this channel.